has become a prime destination for tourists and business people from around the world. Over 1 million people visited the country last year after emerging from many years of isolation. At present, there are only around 25,000 hotel rooms in the whole country. The shortage of hotel rooms is now a big issue for Myanmar. The prices of the existing rooms have recently been skyrocketed. However, this could be seen as a golden opportunity for Thais in investing in boutique hotel business.
When we look around Yangon, we have found two main business opportunities here. The first one is the large and medium-sized property developing projects, and the second one is opportunities for construction firms and companies that sell the materials used in construction.
Yangon, former capital of Myanmar, has over 180 old colonial buildings. These buildings were either government or private owned. They were mostly left out after the capital was moved to Naypyidaw. These buildings are rich in cultural heritage and they can likely be turned into beautiful boutique hotels.
I always encourage that it'll be helpful if the SMEs do not come on their own, but if they form a consortium, like-minded investors who on their own might not have that threshold capital, but together they can make it so that they can then twin with local companies here and so that they could pass the requirement of the threshold.
One factor that should be concerned is to find owners of those buildings, as only government-owned buildings will register, but private-owned will be more difficult to find the owners.
Many are very derelict and are in dangerous condition, and having access to the owners and how an investor can come in is quite difficult. It's the vehicle to go in and to acquire or to lease the property is the key to this. But once that happens, then you may begin to start to see one or two roads being developed with a lot of boutique style establishments, such as like restaurants, especially bars, small hotels.
The renovations of old colonial buildings can be a selling point to attract tourists, but it is also a challenge because the plans of those buildings no longer existed. High technology and experts are required in examining the condition of the buildings before starting to renovate. This means a huge amount of investment is also needed. Some people are skepticism whether these buildings should be preserved or not.
Obviously, we don't want to tear down these old buildings because they're beautiful, and the local people here are very proud of the history of these buildings, and we want to conserve them and bring them back to life. So that's not really seen as an option, for one. But regarding the cost of renovation of these old buildings, that depends on a number of factors. And primarily you need to look at what was its original usage and condition, what is its condition nowadays, and then what do you want to do with that building in the future. So if it was previously something and it needed to be a very robust, strong structure, it's still in good condition today, and you want to turn it into something like a hotel, perhaps there's not too much cost involved in bringing it up to spec. If, however, it's in very poor condition, obviously there's going to be a lot of investigations and renovation procedures required to bring that up to standard.
A well-known historian of Myanmar said that over 180 colonial buildings will be protected under the new law. He also advised that the investment should be beneficial for both locals and foreign investors.
We have to make the investors happy, make them confident they can make money in the future. We have to make sure that people are protected, and this is done in the public interest. And then thirdly, that we protect this very beautiful city. So we have to bring all three of these things together at the same time.
If investors would like to invest in boutique hotel business, there are a few important points that should be aware of. First, prepare business plans in English and Burmese. Second, register for investment license from Myanmar Investment Commission. Third, SMEs should join hands to invest. Fourth, find local business partners. Fifth, keep updated on new legislation. Sixth, contact owners of interested old buildings.
If Myanmar can find a balance between preserving the old colonial buildings and filling up demands for hotels and office space, Yangon will definitely be one of the most prestigious cities in ASEAN.